Hey, what's up, people? Piz out here, and keeping with the tradition that I started last year with my video 2013 at the movies, in which I had held on to every movie ticket for every film that I saw theatrically for an end of the year retrospective in which I talked about each movie or what I remembered from each movie. I've got 2014 at the movies for you guys today. I've held on to every ticket from every film that I saw theatrically this year, and they are all inside of my Pirates of the Caribbean refrigeratable mug. And not quite as many movies as last year, but still quite a few movie tickets in there. So without further ado, I'll go ahead, just going to pull one out at a time, tell you what movie it was, when I saw it, what I remember of it, etc., etc. So let's go ahead and dive in. Very first ticket out is for one of my favorite movies of this year, quite possibly my favorite movie of this year, certainly the most entertaining, fun movie, and one of the most entertaining, fun experiences I'd had in a theater in quite some time, and that is for Guardians of the Galaxy. I saw this film at 7 p.m. on Friday, August 8th. And yeah, I've talked about Guardians of the Galaxy a lot on this channel, on the Sausage Factory's channel. An awesome movie. I loved it to death, loved every minute of it. It's easily my favorite Marvel movie, which I think is saying a lot considering it's maybe the least known Marvel property. Yet it was just done so well. Loved that movie from beginning to end. So entertaining, so fun. It reminded me of why, why I go to the movies, to be entertained. And unfortunately, it seems to be a seldom seen event to really go to a movie theater and just for, 90 minutes, 120 minutes, just be thoroughly entertained. And Guardians of the Galaxy was definitely that film this year for me. Just apropos that this be the very first ticket out of the Pirates of the Caribbean refrigeratable mug for my 2014 at the movies video. Next up, follow a really good one with kind of a not so good one. This one was for Annabel. This is the faux sequel or prequel to The Conjuring, focusing on the doll Annabel, the possessed doll Annabel. I saw it at 4:20 p.m. on Thursday, October 9th. I really don't remember a whole lot about Annabel other than it was kind of disappointing, just sort of the typical boo scare Hollywood horror movie. Loud stingers on the soundtrack, superficial, shallow, kind of scary movie. I remember more of the awful audience that I watched it with. I did a review of this film. Go check out the full review. I had a group of young women sitting nearby me, and they just talked and shrieked and provided their own unwanted, nauseating commentary throughout the entire film. So go check out that standalone review for Annabelle for a more in-depth review of Annabelle. Not a big fan, however. See what we got next. Okay. A movie that I liked quite a bit, John Wick with Keanu Reeves. I saw this at 7:05 p.m. on Saturday, November 1st. Liked this movie a lot. I was actually kind of surprised at how much I liked this movie. Really entertaining, really fun, action-packed. I've mentioned it a few times, I think on here and on the Sausage Factory, that to me it was just kind of an old school 80s, I'm tougher than you are kind of, badass action movie, sort of mixed with a contemporary style and just sort of tone. And I thought it blended really well. Really liked this movie a lot. Just a really fun, action movie. I highly recommend it. I'm not sure how well it did at the box office. I don't think it, it didn't, set the box office on fire. But I definitely liked John Wick quite a bit. I liked it a lot more than I thought I would. And yeah, really cool movie. If you haven't seen it, I recommend you to check it out when it comes out in the Redbox or on Blu-ray or whatever. You may be able to still find it in some dollar theaters out there. So if you've got dollar theaters near you or nearby, definitely see if it's there. Go check it out. See what's next. Another movie I liked, Lucy with Scarlett Johansson. I saw this at 4:25 p.m. Monday, August 4th. And I like this movie quite a bit. It's a Luc Besson film. Of course, he directed Fifth Element and The Professional, aka Leon, which are both movies that I like quite a bit, especially Leon, The Professional. But yeah, another sort of, an action movie, but with a different sort of twist about it. I liked it quite a bit. I liked Scarlett Johansson's performance. I just liked Lucy. Check it out. If you haven't seen it, check it out. I'm not sure if it's available on, I'm guessing it probably is in the Redbox at this point. Not 100% sure on that, but check it out. I liked it. Next up. Another one of my favorite movies from this summer. This one is for Godzilla. I saw this at 4:15 p.m. Saturday, May 17th. This was easily the one big summer movie that I wanted to see this year was definitely Godzilla. And I really liked it. It seems to be kind of a mixed bag with a lot of people. I don't think it's the greatest movie ever made, but I got what I wanted out of it. I thought it was a fun summer movie, which, I had bigger expectations for it than just a typical summer blockbuster. I expected it to be a little more meat on the bone, per se. And I left the movie not disappointed at all. I liked it quite a bit, had a fun time, thought it was really entertaining. I watched it on an RPX screen, which is kind of a parabolic screen, and really awesome audio. When Godzilla roared, you trembled, your seat vibrated, the floor vibrated. So I mean, that's what that's what RPX is, and that was a great way to watch Godzilla. And I really liked Godzilla a lot. Had a great time watching it, own it on Blu-ray. I'm looking forward to checking it out again on Blu-ray. But yeah, kind of a mixed bag. I've not heard anybody say that they absolutely hated the film, but I've heard people kind of say, it's okay, or but I really liked it. So yeah. Next up. Oh, I also did a standalone review for Godzilla. So if you guys want to check out my more in-depth thoughts on Godzilla, go check out that review. Next up, Dracula Untold. I saw this one on Sunday, October 12th at 4:49 p.m. I thought this could be an interesting movie, because they were telling the story of how Dracula, how Vlad Tepes became Dracula. And that story had never really been told, to be honest. Warrior countryman who sort of, to save his country, to save his, fellow countryman, made this sacrifice of becoming a vampire in order to vanquish this, just insurmountable odds, this huge army that's coming to destroy them. Unfortunately, it turned into just a CGI, typical summer kind of action movie, I think it could have been a lot more. Was not a fan of this movie. I think most people were pretty blah about it, to be perfectly honest. I thought it was a big missed opportunity. The fellow that they cast to play Dracula, and his name escapes me at the moment, really good actor, did a fine job, but just really not a lot here to sink your teeth into. But yeah, that was Dracula Untold. Next up, we have got Oculus, which is definitely one of my favorite horror movies of this year. I did a standalone review of it. Go check it out for a more in-depth review of Oculus. I liked it a lot. Thought it was a a really good horror film that didn't rely on the cheap, boo, shallow scares like a film like Annabel did, or like a lot of especially theatrical horror films that we got this year, movies like Ouija. It's all about the soundtrack. That's it. It's the loud, everything gets quiet, and then boom, there's a loud stinger on the soundtrack. There was a lot more to Oculus. I really enjoyed it. I thought it was a pretty darn good horror movie. I think it did pretty well at the box office, which is good. But yeah, go check out my standalone review for a more in-depth review of Oculus. Like I said, I liked it a lot. Definitely kind of went against the grain of what we see a lot as far as horror films these days. And I really applauded it for that. Gave us a little more in-depth, kind of kept us guessing here and there. Is there supernatural elements here? Is it just sort of mental health issues, family history of mental health issues? Is there really this curse, or is the curse a supernatural curse, or is the curse a curse of, a family history of, mental health issues? And I really enjoyed that aspect of it. But yeah, Oculus liked it a lot. Next up. Ooh, another movie I liked quite a bit. Nightcrawler. Did I tell you when I saw Oculus? I did not. I apologize. I saw Oculus at 4:20 p.m. on Thursday, April 17th. Nightcrawler. I like Nightcrawler a lot too. Did a standalone review of Nightcrawler. Go check it out for a more in-depth review of Nightcrawler, starring Jake Gyllenhaal. Really good performance from him. Really, really good movie. Really enjoyed this movie. I saw it at 1:55 p.m. on Friday, November 7th. Yeah, I like the movie a lot. Don't want to really give too much away about it. Go check out my review. But yeah, definitely think you guys should check out Nightcrawler if you didn't. Great performance from Jake Gyllenhaal as a just textbook sociopath who will do anything to become the number one paparazzi in the world. So, really enjoyed Nightcrawler. Check it out. Let's see what else we got. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Oh, I dropped it. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes, my second most anticipated movie of this summer. I saw it at 4:20 p.m. on Saturday, 7/12, which was actually my birthday. Liked Dawn of the Planet of the Apes a lot. Really good movie. Liked it a lot. Did I do a standalone review of this movie or not? I don't recall. I don't recall if I did a standalone review of this movie or not. I don't think I did, as a matter of fact. But I really liked Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. If you guys haven't seen it, you definitely should. I think it's a lot better movie than Rise of the Planet of the Apes, although I liked Rise of the Planet of the Apes as well. Great performances in this film. Some great CGI, which you don't see a lot in Hollywood movies these days. Great cast. Really good movie. Dawn of the Planet of the Apes. Good stuff. Next. Ooh. The Shining. My theater showed The Shining. Which it was really cool to see this movie. Of course, I've seen The Shining countless times. Stanley Kubrick's classic film, The Shining. I'd seen it countless times before. I'd never seen it on the big screen. Went and watched it on the big screen. Had an awesome time watching it on the big screen. I saw it at 4:20 p.m. on Sunday, February 9th. Really cool experience watching The Shining on the big screen, of course. Classic film. Awesome movie. Really cool to see it in the theater. Next up. Ooh, this one's going way back. All the way back to 4:10 p.m. on Friday, January 3rd. Almost a year ago when I'm filming this. Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. I did a standalone review of this, so go check it out if you want a more in-depth review of the film. I kind of liked Paranormal Activity, the marked ones. The Paranormal Activity movies all they're all pretty much exactly the same. They all sort of start the same, and they all sort of lead to the exact same conclusion. This one tried to mix it up a little bit with a sort of a full circle kind of conclusion, although this one introduced entirely different characters from the other films. It still tried to make it full circle with the original film. I liked the movie for the most part. Not a great movie. Definitely not the best Paranormal Activity movie either. Honestly, don't remember a whole lot about it. Go check out my review of it. But I do recall not hating it, but not loving it. I think I did recommend it though. Yeah, those Paranormal Activity movies, I don't know. This one, I think I liked it because it was a fresh cast. It was new people. It was kind of a new, can't really say storyline, but just new characters, new character situations, stuff like that, which I thought was kind of cool. Definitely much needed for the Paranormal Activity series. Next up. Deliver Us from Evil. Saw this one at 4:20 p.m. on Wednesday, July 2nd. Not a huge fan of this movie. I did a standalone review of it, so go check it out for a more in-depth review. Possession type movie. Of course, possession movies are pretty popular, so this is a possession movie, sort of a detective story thrown in there with a possession movie. The whole movie leads toward sort of the exorcism at the end of the movie, which was handled pretty good. Not a great movie, pretty cliche here and there, I should say. Not great, not bad, just kind of really middle of the road, at least I thought. But go check out my full review for a more in-depth review of Deliver Us from Evil. Getting down to the nitty-gritty here. Only got a couple left. And they're right in the bottom. And of course, come on out of there. Alright. Maleficent. I saw this Saturday, 6:20 p.m. on May the 31st. Went and saw this with my girlfriend. And not bad. Of course, this was sort of the story of Maleficent that was not told. Starring Angelina Jolie. I think she was also the producer or something on the film. It was okay. Not great. Not bad. It was okay. I did enjoy it more than I thought I would going in. It was entertaining. It was kind of fun. But not a great movie. But not a bad movie. So, Maleficent. And we're getting down, very last one. And I know what it is. And it's very apropos. I started off with Guardians of the Galaxy, which was one of my favorite summer movies. This is perhaps my favorite movie of this year, period. And this is for Interstellar. And I saw Interstellar at 3:50 p.m. on Sunday, November 16th. Really, really, really liked Interstellar. Of course, it is a Christopher Nolan film starring Matthew McConaughey. Christopher Nolan, to me, is just a guy who's he's batting 1,000. I've loved just pretty much all of his films. Phenomenal filmmaker. Matthew McConaughey is just, hitting the ball out of the park himself here lately with all of his great work. I was actually talking about him with a friend of mine the other day about how, he's aged out of the, typical leading man rom-com, those awful movies that he just had such a stretch. It's like almost a decade of just really bad movies, either rom-coms or like action movies, sort of star-making vehicles that just didn't make him a star, that just weren't very good. He's kind of aged out of that leading man archetype, that leading man role, and now all of a sudden people are like, wow, this guy can act. He wins an Oscar for Dallas Buyers Club. He's in True Detective, which was awesome. He does movies like Mud. He does movies like Killer Joe. And he does movies like Interstellar, which just loved this movie to death. This was the kind of movie, like a week later, I'm just driving down the road, and I'm thinking about Interstellar. I'm just lost in thought thinking about Interstellar. A week after seeing it, I'm still thinking about it, and thinking about it to the point where I'm completely lost in thought. To the point where I'm driving along and I run a red light. Just blast right through a red light. And I mean, luckily, nothing was coming either way. Luckily there were no police around. But yeah, that is how good Interstellar was. A week later, I could still think about it with such depth. that it just, you know, the safety, personal safety, the safety of others, just gone. I'm lost in thought thinking about Interstellar, and you definitely, very few movies I can say that about, and really the only movie this year that I can say that about was Interstellar. Loved this film, a 3-hour-long movie that did not feel like a 3-hour-long movie, brilliantly crafted, just everything about it, the performances, the writing, just one of those movies that just blows you away. Awesome, awesome film. Loved it to death. I think definitely one of, if not my absolute favorite film of 2014 is Interstellar. So that's it. That's all the films that I saw theatrically this year. Again, not as many as 2013, but still quite a few, and some pretty good ones, some not so good ones. But yeah, share with me some of your favorite and least favorite movies that you saw in 2014 theatrically. Let me know what you thought about any of those movies that I saw theatrically this year. If you agreed with me, if you disagreed with me, let me know in the comment section below. Was 2014 a good year at the movies? Was it a bad year at the movies? Was it in a different year at the movies? What do you think? Let me know in the comment section below. And so anyway, until next time, hope you guys have an awesome new year, a great 2015, all the best in 2015. You guys take care. Peace.